Welcome back. It's time now for the business news. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, is projecting stronger global economic recovery compared with its January forecast. Global economic growth is now projected to be 6% this year after an estimated historic contraction of 3.3% in 2020. The announcement was made today alongside the publication of the IMF's World Economic Outlook. Andrew Laidley reports.
The IMF today confirmed that the global economy is on firmer footing than it was in January. IMF chief economist Geeta Gopinath explains that the change in economic outlook this year is primarily due to positive signs of recovery in the United States. But she noted that the USA is the exception, highlighting that recovery may be further off for countries like Jamaica.
Uneven recoveries are also occurring within countries as young and low-skilled workers and women remain more heavily affected. Now, because the crisis has accelerated the transformative forces of digitalization and automation, many of the jobs lost are unlikely to return, requiring worker reallocation across sectors, which unfortunately often comes with severe earning penalties.
The World Economic Outlook shows that Latin America and Caribbean economies will grow a combined 4.6% this year and 3.1% next year. But the IMF economist warns that emerging economies are not out of the woods.
The policymakers will need to continue supporting their economies while dealing with more limited policy space and higher debt levels than prior to the pandemic. This requires better targeted measures to leave space for prolonged support if needed. With multi-speed recoveries, a tailored approach is necessary, with policies well calibrated to the stage of the pandemic, the strength of the economic recovery, and the structural characteristics of individual countries.
She's calling for global cooperation to ensure strides made in reducing poverty aren't reversed any further.
Even while all eyes are on the pandemic, it's essential that progress is made on resolving trade and technology tensions, and countries will need to cooperate in climate change mitigation, on modernizing international corporate taxation. Without additional effort to give all people a fair shot, cross-country gaps in living standards could widen significantly, and decades-long progress in global poverty reduction could reverse.
Andrew Laidley, TVJ News.
Norwegian Cruise Lines today announced it will restart service this July with cruises from Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, and Greece with the Norwegian Joy, Jade, and Gem. The Jade will sail 7-day cruises to the Greek Isles from Athens starting on July 25. The Norwegian Joy will sail 7-day itineraries from Montego Bay starting on August 7, and the Norwegian Gem will launch service from the Dominican Republic on 7-day cruises starting on August 15. Now, sailing from Montego Bay, the Joy's calls include Harvest Key, Roatan, Cozumel, and Ocho Rios. The company said the news was part of a two-pronged plan for its long-awaited return to cruising this summer, also including the proposal the company sent to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, yesterday, outlining its plan to restart cruising from U.S. ports starting July 4 and requesting the CDC lift the conditional sail order. We go on to currency trading. The day ended with the US dollar selling for $147.13. The Canadian dollar sold for $117.75. The pound sterling is going for $204.44, while the euro closed at $174.83. The JSE index lost 2,363 points today, while the junior market index gained 14 points. Among today's winners were Express Catering, 138 Student Living Variable Preference Shares, Knutsford Express, Stationery and Office Supplies, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers. On the losing side were AMG Packaging and Paper, Access Financial Services, Cargo Handlers, Consolidated Bakeries, and Trans-Jamaican Highway US dollar shares. And that wraps up the business day. News from overseas when we return.